Welcome to the Unbreakable Mind, where broken hearts heal, pain becomes strength, and silence creates stronger souls. If deep emotional stories and real truths speak to your heart, make sure you like, follow, and join this journey, because today, we're talking about one of the most dangerous types of love, the kind where someone gives you just enough attention, just enough affection, just enough hope to keep you emotionally attached while slowly draining your peace. Most people think toxic love starts with pain, but honestly, it usually starts with comfort. They make you feel understood, they give you attention when you feel lonely, and slowly, you become emotionally attached before realizing how dangerous they really are. And the scary part? Every time you start noticing the red flags, they suddenly become sweet again. They apologize, they give attention, they act like the person you first fell in love with. And that tiny moment of affection becomes enough to keep you emotionally trapped. At first, you ignore the small changes, the late replies, the inconsistent energy, the feeling that something slowly shifted, because deep down, you keep hoping the loving version of them will come back. And that's how emotional attachment traps people. You don't stay because everything feels good. You stay because of the memories, the potential, and the tiny moments where they suddenly make you feel loved again. Because toxic people understand something dangerous. If they hurt you too much, you'll leave. So instead, they give just enough love, just enough attention to keep your heart emotionally attached while your peace slowly disappears. And after a while, you stop recognizing yourself. You become emotionally exhausted, constantly overthinking, constantly wondering if you're asking for too much, when really, you were only asking for consistency. And the saddest part? People trapped in toxic love usually blame themselves first. They think, maybe I'm too emotional. Maybe I expect too much. Maybe if I love harder, things will change. But love should never make you feel emotionally alone every day. And that's when the manipulation becomes dangerous, because toxic people know exactly when you're about to give up. So suddenly, they become sweet again. They apologize. They give affection, not because they changed, but because they're afraid of losing control over your heart. One day, you finally start noticing the truth. They only become loving when they feel you pulling away. They only fight for the relationship when they feel themselves losing control. And suddenly, you realize something painful. You were fighting for a relationship, while they were only fighting to keep access to you. And those are two completely different things. And that's when everything changes. Because once you truly see the manipulation, you can never unsee it again. You stop chasing, you stop begging, and slowly, you start choosing your peace over their temporary affection. And honestly, walking away from toxic love hurts, because you're not only losing a person, you're also losing the future you imagined with them. But staying hurts even more, because every day you stay in a toxic connection, you slowly lose confidence, peace, and parts of yourself you may never fully get back. And eventually, you realize healing begins the moment you stop begging people to love you correctly. Because real love will never make you feel unwanted every single day. And maybe that's the biggest lesson toxic love teaches you. Some people don't enter your life to love you forever. They enter your life to teach you the importance of protecting your peace. Because once you finally know your worth, you stop chasing people who only love you temporarily. You stop begging for consistency, and you stop settling for affection that comes with emotional pain. So if you're listening to this right now, remember, real love brings peace. It should never leave you confused, emotionally drained, or constantly fighting for basic effort. And sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is walk away from people who only loved having access to your heart. Like, follow and subscribe to The Unbreakable Mind for more emotional stories and powerful life lessons.